I'm just like that. If I know that I cannot run the business, I don't join the business. So
Please subscribe to this channel, Practically Kathy, so you won't miss out to any of my videos.
Ito, pag-uusapan natin, masyadong controversial ito, di ba? Nakikita niyo sa social media, ang daming complaints sa mga ibang mga operators and riders. Pero I know that with everything, sabi nga nila, for every problem, there's always an opportunity. And we've seen amongst ourselves, based on experience, yung mga solutions na nagawa natin. So yun yung ating pag-uusapan ngayon. But first and foremost, ang una kong gustong tanong is paano kayo nasama sa business na ito? Why did you join Toktok?
I myself have been involved in technology which is similar to Toktok. That's why I joined this company. But also at the same time, because of the pandemic, I lost my job. I work in the catering and special events industry, and also I was looking for another way of earning money, since I don't want to depend in my savings, and I don't want to spend all of my money that I set aside for a specific project. So naisip ko, why not join Toktok? It's an app na close to my heart. As what I said, I had a background with a certain technology similar to Toktok. So sabi ko, sige, I'll try to join Toktok. I'll do the business, and then everything else is history.
Yeah, and we can see that you're very successful with it now. All right, thank you very much for that. And we also have Sis. So share naman your story, how you got into this business.
okay, thanks, Kath. And actually, it was Chester who invited me. He invited me first around, when was that, Chester? Like
Third week
na
ng December. So most likely third week na rin.
I was in San Diego at that time when he messaged me. I was with my family, so parang I just kind of put it aside.
You were on vacation?
But I was on vacation, and then I'm glad that he never gave up on me, because Chester and I have been really good friends. I was involved in catering business because of him, aside from my other regular job with a medical office. He's one of my good friends that I trust. So when he reached out to me again, ang unang dinig ko is TikTok. Sabi ko, Chester, hindi ako mahilig sa mag-TikTok, ha? Anong TikTok to? Sabi niya, hindi, Toktok to. Remember, we used to be business partners in one of the technologies, just what he just mentioned. But just because he has this energy in inviting me, I find it interesting. Sabi ko, okay, I'll go for it. And I will study it later on. Because anything to do with technology, and I think that there is always the demand of delivery, alam ko na papatok siya. I know it's a good business decision.
And it was so funny when I was talking to Candy, she was actually in the airport. And we were
Really?
Remember?
I immediately joined that evening. So it was the best decision I've made.
Yay! All right. So seeing the opportunity of this one, considering that you have put together, I think, your own app, diba?
Yes.
Na nagsimula talaga kayo sa scratch to being a franchise now. Anong may comparison ba?
Well, I can answer to that just because when I started with the other technology, IT technology, it was similar to like an Uber app in US. So basically, there's hindi involved ang motorcycle and a whole thing, but it was more interesting because we covered pretty much the hiring process of the development team, designing how we want the layout and the user interface of the app itself. And we did the due diligence, the research, price comparison, market comparison, and the whole scope.
Oh my
This
goodness.
one,
like puyat talaga kayo.
Not to mention that it's very costly also. Kasi we spent like millions of pesos just to put together an app, because we have to pay for the developer, and these developers of the app are based in India. If I can still remember, not only in India, but then we also hired other tech people based in the Philippines and in the US. So we need to have a lot of money for us to be able to pay everyone who are all involved in the app, diba?
So it's like a group of people putting together money in order to develop just the app itself.
just the app itself.
And it entailed
that,
a lot of money, like millions of pesos.
Yes.
And
so you're
that
just
one
like,
also, it doesn't include also the marketing.
So considering talaga, if you're going to compare Toktok, sobrang dali na lang ngayon. Napadali nila yung
kasi
mo.
Toktok nag-develop na. That time we have to look for funds to even develop the app. Ito, develop na siya. So, which is very good.
So, blessing in disguise din pala ito. So, yung inyong dream to really come up with something like this was fulfilled because of Toktok.
In another way, somehow.
Which is nice, no? Kasi talagang, I'm trying to stress out na ang business na ito is not for all people. It's not for everybody. That's why I always give emphasis that you really have to understand what you're getting into. Kasi if it is not something that you are passionate about, if it is not something that you like, the business will not prosper. So in your case, talagang ito yung gusto nyong gawin.
In 2 days, I already have a vision on how I want to run the business.
Wow. So that's the planner. Planner na si Seth.
That's the plan.
Very organized.
I'm just like that. I if I know that I cannot run the business, I don't join the business. So right away in 2 days, after watching the operators training, immediately, I'm not going to focus on other things, but I want to build this business. This is just my opinion. Other people want to do the referrals and their network and all that things. My focus is most of to be an operator because I want to have long term and I want to get the 7%. So that was my focus. And part of owning a business as a franchisee, for me, it's very important that you have money. Yes. Because I know a lot of people says money is not important. No, in a business, money is very important. Agree. Because money can buy everything. I'm saying that out front because it will help you when you have money. I have to tell you honestly, everything na yung ginamit ko sa top upload, it was money generated from my referral. So really, it's the same money that I rolled over for me to be able to afford the upfront cost for me to purchase their insulated bags and uniform.
And considering, Hases, you mentioned earlier, you didn't even focus on the side of even referring people, right? Because you wanted to be an operator. But because of your postings, these people became interested and eventually bought the package from you. And that is how you earned the money, the investment money na nag-roll over sa mga top upload and everything. So,
yes, hindi ako nag-focus sa referral. Kasi selfish din ako minsan. Sabi ko, bakit pa ako kukuha ng referral sa Davao? Marami ang kompetensya ko. Minsan isip ko, focus lang ako sa magiging operator. And when I start sharing to them my link for them to use, ended up they are interested to be an operator. I think it was, honestly, it was God's way for him to supply my needs. Kasi if it was not because of the referral, I mean, actually it's one of the ways to earn by referral. And that referral money that I have is also the money that I was able to use to run the initial operations of running the opening of my business.
Very good strategy. Very good. Well, thank you very much.
You're hitting 2 birds in 1 stone.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Si Chester naman the other way around. So si Chester focused much on the referral. Right? Because you saw the potential of it. But eventually, syempre, short-term goal kasi ang referral with this new business Kumbaga, we took advantage of the introduction ng isang new concept. At yun nga, marami nga talagang people who got interested into it. And then eventually, nag-focus naman on the long-term plan. Kasi come to think of it, diba? If you're going to see yourself like few months, few years from now, and you have your writers working with you, pasok na lang ng pasok yung pera without you doing much.
So I am just glad that I'm able to have money set aside because I was able to use that money to pay people, find writers in Davao, but that was not enough. So through the network of, kasi may business din kami na logistics, so they gave me like 5 or 10 referrals, but that was not my target. So then I used Facebook ads. I spent a lot of money on that, and that's where I was able to get more applicants.
Si Chester naman, let's hear from him.
In my end, it's very difficult kasi unang-una, I travel most of the time and I'm not in Manila palagi. So wala akong masyadong kilalang mga rider, and wala rin ako masyadong connections when it comes to this type of industry. So at first it was very challenging, and I was thinking of a lot of strategies, and a lot of them, to tell you honestly, at first, second or third attempt, I failed in looking for riders.
Kind of attempt.
Talagang, ang first attempt ko, I reached out to a couple of my relatives. Apparently, none of them weren't able to help me kasi wala rin sila masyadong connections. And the driver, yung mga driver na kakilala nila, they work for someone else also. Tapos wala naman sila masyadong kakilalang mga rider, mga motorcycle rider. So that was my first attempt. Second attempt, I tried reaching out to my friends naman. Same story, wala rin sila masyadong ma-recommend. So dun sa third attempt ko, nag-post ako sa mga group chats, and again, I failed on the third. Kasi for some reason, I was on a different chat group. Then on the third one, sabi ko, I think it's not working and I'm having a difficult time. I spent siguro mga 1 week analyzing how to get a rider. And then when I spoke to Candy, she told me some of her tips. And from there, sabi ko, sige, I'll try to figure out. And then on my fourth attempt, for some reason, not only I was lucky, but I think I was searching on the right groups. I tried to become a member of this certain group sa mga different postings when it comes to riders, parang riders organization. And from there, a lot of people got interested, and then I was able to target the right people.
Very good.
At that time. And then from there, sunod-sunod na lang yung mga dumating na mga application.
So sa application pa lang ito. But you also went through another stage of interviewing them, right?
Na nag-apply sa akin through Facebook page. Siyempre, ma'am, apply po ako ng rider. Call me this time. Tatlo-tatlo ang ini-interview ko over the phone. So, nag-group call kami. So, tinatanong ko isa, anong background mo? Anong work experience mo? And why you want to work for Toktok? So, iniisa ko sila and may mga answer naman sila na nagugustuhan ko.
Oo nga, surprisingly, you told me about it. Mga managers pa, engineers, very
managers na nagtatrabaho sa call center, may iba na they come from a big industry and they just need it for part-time, and some of them got laid off from the pandemic and they need extra money. Meron pa nga akong rider na kahit nagtatagalog, nagbibisaya ako, nag-i-English pa siya. But it's very interesting. So it's very interesting. I really had a great time. So before ko sila ma-proceed sa second step of being part of my group chat, I have to interview them.
What were you looking for when you were doing the interview? Ano yung mga gusto mo?
I want them to be able to know how to engage in a conversation, because first of all, we work in a customer service environment. Not just being a rider, you need to be able to converse well with your customer. You will have an initiative or know how to make solutions. So may mga question ako sa kanila na, how would you handle this and that? And if they are quick to answer, meaning may initiative sila, may common sense sila, and that's what I'm looking for. Because as a rider, you should be able to handle situation in a click of a second, because you're driving, you need to be quick in your decisions. So those are the things that I'm looking for in a rider. Yeah. So I have a spreadsheet where, I can add them, potential rider or not potential rider.
Very, very nice strategy. O, di ba talaga napaka-organize ni Sis? O, ito naman si Chester is one of those few people naman na nakisabak sa mga Manila riders. Di ba? At na-experience mo, Chester, na choosy ang mga Manila riders, right?
Very challenging. Very challenging. Pero most importantly, syempre, nagbigay din ako ng mga incentives. Kasi I know for a fact that there's a lot of operators out there na hindi lang ako, kasi marami tayong mga operators. Pero what would make me stand out among everybody? Diba? Kasi some of them, they have a different incentive. So with me, when I posted my posting, I gave them a very good incentives. I gave them bonuses, and meron din silang referral bonus. And then from there, it was yung post ko na yon, it was capped. Kumbaga, a lot of the riders got interested, and then yun na, sunod-sunod na, and then they sent me messages, and every night I've been encoding all of these applicants. Tapos yun, because of the referral program also, I was able to get more riders in my
and you're sharing na even your riders to other operators, right?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
That's
diba?
good.
Si Cecil is also doing the same thing then. Kasi masyado na siyang maraming riders.
Yes, I do.
How many riders do you have now, as of now?
62 in Davao, and I have about 20 in Dumaguete.
And nanganganak pa? Ito yung mga...
Nanganganak pa. Meron pa. So I've been giving them out to other operators na alam ko they will take care of these riders that are inquiring.
Wow, that's very nice. Okay. So what was your strategy?
My strategy is, mahirap naman yata na paisa-isa yung applicants ko. Nagme-message sa akin sa Facebook page. So I have to funnel them in one system. So I did my next step is, how can I incorporate to put them together? That way I don't have paisa-isa to answer all their questions. So I led them to another app where we can have group discussions. So I do by batches. Kunwari, applicant from this week and second week, I put them in one batch. And applicants sa second and third week, I put them in one batch. Para kunwari, kung may magkasira-siraan, hindi damay lahat.
Way to go.
or I put them in different batches from yung mga unang nag-apply, yung second na nag-apply, or yung pinakahuling nag-apply. So I do them in batches. And then I have to strategize on educating them on how to use Zoom. Some of them are not very tech savvy, so I have to teach them. But because it was easier for me, because I have a group discussion, so I put my announcements there by groups. So hindi na pa isa-isa, hindi na ako medyo stressed. So I incorporated them in such a way na not just training them, but also educating them to be more aware of how technology works. Some of them don't even know what Zoom is. And worse, some of them don't even have a cell phone. So nakikigamit lang sila ng computer when they applied to me. So I have to, some of them, pinahiram ko muna ng cellphone. Ang iba, pinautang ko pa ng cellphone. I have two actually na pinautang ko ng cellphone.
Wow.
So that's why it's also very important that you know how to carefully plan how you run the business and how you want to strategize in order to train the people that is going to be working for you.
It took time to train people, which yung naging concern ng a lot of operators right now. Kasi talagang ginamit lang nila yung technology per se. Like, that is also what I understood before, no? Because it is something new. And the way that I understood it is that you're just going to post your application link, and automatically the people who are interested will just go to your link, it'll go to your system, and they will be your riders.
So in my case naman, after asking some tips from Candy, for me to be able to get the right person, kasi one of the setbacks nga, di ba, not all of the riders who are applying are tech savvy. Diba? Some of them, sinabi nga ni Candy kanina, wala silang cellphone, and some of them wala ding laptop. So ang ginawa ko na lang, I told them, if you want, send me all the information. I'll kasi everybody naman has a messenger. So I told them, okay, these are the things that I need. Name, address, contact information, email address, phone number, tapos yung mga information ng motor vehicle nila. And then from there, ako na lang yung nag-encode ng mga information. So in that way, I'll be able to filter everything. Malalaman ko kung ano yung mga kulang nilang mga requirements. And then I'll just tell them, you know what, take a snapshot of the pictures of the following. Front and back copy of your driver's license and by clearance. And at the same time, send me a copy of the ORCR. So ako na yung nag-upload ng mga requirements, and ako na rin yung nag-fill up. So in that way, it's faster.
Also, mas efficient din. Kasi di ba ang daming mga riders, yun yung naging problema, na nato-turn off ang riders kasi hindi nila ma-submit yung mga application forms nila. For the reason na nagkakaroon ng maraming error. Even ina-assist siya, sige, by phone ng operator, pero kapag ang tao nahihirapan, hindi na sila nag-push through.
Exactly. And then also with that, ang dami pang mga errors. Kasi ito yung common mistakes. they go to another website, pumupunta sila sa delivery link instead of going to the writer's link. So those are the common problems. So ang nangyayari ngayon, nag-apply sila dun sa delivery link ng operator, and then they would ask me back na, hey, Sir Chester, what happened? How come I never received a confirmation from Toktok? I already submitted my application. And then after a couple of days, yun nga, we did some investigation, and then we found out na he applied in a different link. Hindi siya nag-apply dun sa operator's link, dun sa rider's link.
Okay,
so, yun yung mga common error. Kumbaga, it's easy for everyone, for the riders and the operators, to collaborate, tapos operator na lang yung maglagay ng mga information directly sa system para walang problema.
Makes sense. Sa akin naman, that's a different experience. Nangyari din sa akin ng Chester in 1 or 2 riders. But then after that, I paused a little bit and like, okay, I am not gonna do this one by one. I have 60 applicants, so I have to strategize. So what I did a classroom setting. Tinatanong ko lahat yung sa group discussion namin, sino dito ang kumpleto na sa requirement? Raise your hands. Reply sila, ako ma'am. Okay. Kayong nag-answer, we will have a Zoom meeting tonight. Classroom setting. Sabay-sabay tayo mag-apply. So we did a classroom setting. Okay, ganito ang apply nyo ha. Ganito, picturean nyo ang document mo. So sabay sila nag-apply at that evening. Para walang error.
Very nice. Very nice. O, diba? Different strategies, but we learn from each other. Way to go.
And then yung sunod na naman na batch na, okay, sino makakakuha ng LBI clearance next week? Makumpleto ninyo. Ako po ma'am, ako mama. Okay. Second batch kayo. Tomorrow night tayo. Okay. Classroom setting again. Zoom. Okay, Zoom. Okay, ma'am, ano nyo na ang name nyo, address. Okay, anong kulang? Ma'am, ako may error. O bakit ka nag-error? Ewan ko, ma'am. Okay, baka captcha yan. So, sabay din kami nag-apply that evening. So, ganun ang ginagawa ko kasi sa isip ko, I cannot do this one at a time. Ubus ang time ko. Mas-stress ako.
So, very that's nice. What I did.
Okay. Yung strategy ko.
Because with you naman, bulto yung nag-apply sa'yo. As in, immediately.
Sabay-sabay.
Oo, sabay-sabay.
Binulto ko talaga. Binulto ko talaga.
So, kapag mga group classroom setting is more effective. As in, sabay-sabay mag-a-apply dun sa application link para kaagad ma-identify kung may mga errors, mabigyan ng solusyon right then and there. And you will be the one guiding them. So, okay. Napakaganda mga strategies, diba? And then after that, you also conduct the orientation.
Yes. And then after that, I have the Zoom orientation, which both of you have joined me a few times. Before that, I usually insert the orientation videos that yung sa riders orientation, ini-insert ko dun during my orientation. So we have a meet and greet, getting to know each other, and then I insert the orientation video, and after that, the questions and answer.
Which
and
is
then
nice.
And then again, I asked them to attend the actual training with the Manila head office, yung riders training talaga or orientation. So I asked them to attend both as a requirement, because if they don't pay attention to my orientation, at least they get another opportunity to really pay attention to the next one.
So there's no reason for them talaga to say that I don't know, kasi twice nilang pinanood. And you were there with them, listening together, kaya malalaman mo from the attendance. And I do believe that they also did some follow-up question to verify if they understood what they watched, right?
They actually do like 4 trainings with me. Sabi ko sa kanila, walang reason na hindi nyo alam ang business, hindi nyo alam ang trabaho nyo, kasi 4 times tayo nagkikita sa Zoom meeting.
Oh, which is very good. And that was a good time for you kasi yung operation sa Mindanao, it came on the latter part, right? So sa Manila, we started off December 10. So nandun lahat parang naging guinea pig ang testing ground ng ang Manila. So yung mga errors along the way, yung mga mistakes, yun, nagkaroon ka ng opportunity to correct it in your group, right? So nakapag-prepare ka talaga for Dumaguete and for Davao.
And I always ask for your feedback na, Chester, ano bang mga problema dyan sa Manila? So they are best prepared on how to handle it when it happens in Davao.
I have a different experience naman with Candy. Kasi diba in Manila, as what I said earlier, all of these riders are experienced riders na.
Mas
so
nauna ka kasi Chester di ba? Mas nauna ka kay Chester maging operator.
So since nag-start na yung operation sa Metro Manila, a lot of these riders came from Lala Move, some of them came from Grab or Mr. Speedy. So since experienced riders na to, dito mo malalaman kung alam na nila kung paano yung business. Some of them alam mo na very choosy, very picky sila when it comes to different 'di ba? When it comes to different bookings. So sinabi namin, and si Kat then, she explained it nicely to this rider na we need to help each other kasi pag naging successful ang Toktok and marami tayong naging customers at marami tayong naging loyal customers or loyal clients, magpo-flourish not only yung operator pero mas kikita rin ang mga riders. Kasi ang pinaka-kikita talaga yung rider din. Kasi para itong business is for them, di ba?
Yeah.
One of the things that we stressed out, yun nga yung sinasabi natin, kailangan maintindihan ng rider yung role nila. Na sila ang lifeline ng business. At we're doing this for them. Kasi kung tayo, di ba, we all have our own means to earn money. And you have your jobs as well. So kung tutuusin, hindi naman talaga natin ito bread and butter. But what we're doing is giving them an employment. Now, these people are not our employees. Diba? So we're giving emphasis on that they are our partners. Kaya kailangan ang maging mindset nila is that they are working for themselves. They are the boss of themselves. And if they are not going to do something about it, wala silang magiging source of income. And most of them are really just depending on this one. And we totally understand it. Pero kailangan dito kasi they have to exert effort, especially sa beginning phase. Dahil ang ating app, hindi ma-identify yung mga riders immediately if they are not active riders. So kung papatay-patay lang sila, they will just let the app, alam mo yan, get a delivery service. It's not going to work that way. Kailangan talagang mag-click sila. And constant clicking would allow them, kumaga parang sasakyan lang yan, di ba? So sasakyan, hindi mo naman pwedeng mag-drive fast agad. So the motor has to, kailangan siyang slowly, right? So kapag ganun yung ginagawa nila sa app, in the sense that they're going to use it frequently, mababasa siya ng system as an active rider. Pero a lot of people don't understand these things. Kaya ang nangyayari, yung mga riders, kapag hindi nakakuha ng bookings, immediately, ang kanilang conclusion is that the app is not working. Same thing with the operators. So may bisyo di ba? Kahit nga cellphone nyo may bisyo, ang laptop may bisyo. Sa atin, meron din tayong techniques on how to go about it, right? So these are the things that we also have to incorporate, and I appreciate it because during the training, talagang in-emphasis yun. Binigyan natin sila ng idea. Yun yung mga naging problema sa Manila, right? So yung iba, they just relied on what the app can do. Tapos, kapag nakikita nila na masyadong mahaba or malayo yung kanilang biyabiyahin, then they get turned off na. So parang ayaw na rin nila. So it's also, yun nga, yung sinasabi mo, Chester, attitude for you is very important.
Pero we have to emphasize to them, we have to stress out na hindi araw-araw Pasko. Bigyan natin sila ng clear expectations na may mga times na matumal ang business kasi hindi naman araw-araw. Kahit nga yung mamamasada ka ng jeep, di ba? Hindi naman araw-araw busy. Ang mga busy times would be weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and what do you expect on a Monday? People already spent their money during the weekend. So pag Monday, Tuesday, normally, hindi pa ganun ka-busy, not unless it's a holiday. Pero we have to set that expectation to them para at least meron silang idea, hindi sila ma-disappoint. And as an operator also, you have to be there. Maganda example, yung one of my riders from Bulacan, nag-ask siya sa akin, Sir, I've been waiting for the booking for almost 2 hours and wala akong nakikitang mga booking. So ang ginawa ko, pumunta ako sa reports and nagpunta ako dun sa pick up and drop off section. Di ba makikita natin yun as an operator, makikita natin dun yung mga pins, yung mga red pins and green pins, yung mga pick up and drop off points. So I'll take a picture of them, I'll take a snap picture of them, of that, and then I'll send it to them. pinapadala ko sa Messenger para at least may idea sila kung saan sila pupwesto on that particular day para makakuha sila ng ano. So it's more of like a help to them also para meron silang idea kung saan sila makakakuha ng maraming booking.
Pero grabe yung information. Ngayon ko lang din nalaman yung about